The culmination of a busy summer, a long, treacherous journey, comes down to this. One final series at Genna Stadium. It's the Elks and the Berries, and we're happy to have you with us. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth, as always. Busy weekend in Bend. You've got the fair going on in Redmond, but we're here with Bend Elks baseball. Elks coming off a tough series loss to the Portland Pickles, where they had all the fireworks in the first game of that series, the Cam Beck 3-run home run to right field. But ultimately, Portland, who has that seasoned approach that's been in the playoffs for 2 consecutive seasons, showed exactly why they have, and they ended up taking the series. The Berries, on the other hand, they're also on a skid. There were moments this last year where at the beginning of the year they were towards the top of the standings. Now they're right where the Elks are. These are 2 teams that were in the playoffs in 2025. And now in 2026, they have been completely opposite of last season, a shell of themselves. Berries coming off a series sweep against the Bellingham Bells. So both teams are excited. They're looking for this opportunity to get back on track, to resurrect some past momentum, some past success. And it goes down right now with Gavin Durr on the mound for the Elks, who's been one of the more reliable guys, the lefty from right here in Bend, Oregon. So happy to have you with us. It's going to be a blast tonight, and we're just about ready to get going. The smoke has started to disperse up above, and blue skies starting to come in. Had air quality at about 150 earlier today, and had concerns about if this game was going to start on time, if that was going to play a factor. But we're sitting at 90 degrees, cloudy skies, and just 14-mile-per-hour winds as Gavin Durr looks into the Berries leadoff man and Jake Allen starting in left field. In front of a decent crowd tonight, Durr will throw a fastball that swung on and missed. And we get started at 6:37. Jake Allen at the top of this order has gotten things going, a .919 OPS. Take up and away on a ball. Gavin Durr's had an outstanding summer, and happy to have him with the Elks, being a Bend, Oregon native, just pitching down the road in Mountain View High School, and now committed to Pitt State on the next stop of his journey. After Allen, it's Arujo Wayao, Dunnan, Dodge, Major, Rowe, Carlson, Catano, and Weideman. Durr's heater tails up and away, 3 balls and 1 strike. But the Elks, although the season officially ended last night and now they're eliminated from playoff contention, there's a lot to play for tonight, considering this is the same Berries team that swept you at the start of the season. But Gavin Durr starts off this game with a base on balls. And that's how we get started. Defense behind Durr, Murphy, Pupo, and Gurney in the outfield from left to right. Macy and Cooper on the left side. 2 Bend debuts. Hartlob and Whitcomb, the Caldera boys, on the right side. And Hayden Smith is catching. This is Alkai Arujo Wayao, who squares to bunt, pulls back, and takes high. Big thing for the Elks is limiting that free pass. It hurt them bad in their first series against the Berries, and all season long it has too. Wayao's had a rough campaign, just a .454 OPS in year 2 with the Berries. From Hawaii and attends Hawaii at Manoa. Durr misses up. 3-0. Rarity from Gavin Durr, what we're seeing here at the start of his outing, and just struggling to command the zone. He walks Arujo Wayao on 4 pitches, and there's runners on first and second with nobody out. Those frustrations have stayed in the head of that entire coaching staff with these base on balls. Makes it so you get to a point where the defense can't do anything. It's a helpless sight when the pitching staff can't find the zone. And you feel for all the players on the mound because throwing strikes at times cannot be that easy. Pitching's a tough thing to do. That Elks whip, which was creeping towards the middle of the pack, is now towards the bottom of the league. Tied for last with a 1.86. And this last weekend against the Pickles didn't help. That pitch got the top of the zone, 0-1. Tyler Dunning has driven in 22 runs. And an early opportunity here could also be a chance for him to lay down a bunt. Takes up and away, 1-1. Elks in their gold tops, black pinstripe bottoms. And the Berries are rocking some fresh unis tonight. It's a dark gray with the purple accents, numbers, and then berries across the chest. I've always been impressed already by the Berries and how they've marketed themselves, and how in only year 2 in the West Coast League, they're already one of the more identifiable brands. Those are sweet as Matthew Major waits in the wings. Dunning just batting .219 on the year, though. Tap that foul, 2-2. Another look at it. Berries. Perfectly symmetrical across the chest. And then I think my personal favorite is the logo on that left sleeve. You got the berry with the shades on. So cool. Full count now from Gavin Durr, and this becomes a big pitch. The last time he threw was against the Ridgefield Raptors on July the 24th, when 4 innings gave up 5 runs. But after every single pour out in one that's been up and down, Durr has been able to come back the next time and dominate. Both runners move, and Dunning singles into center field. Rounding third and heading home is Jake Allen. Before an out is recorded, an RBI single from Tyler Dunning. It's 1-0 Berries. Just a barrel back up the middle and 90 off the bat. Dunning's been an RBI machine. Third on the team in that category and adds on, bringing up Jake Dodge. Left on left with Durr. And hits one softly to the second baseman. Hartlob goes to second for one. Throw to first, a double play. And that's a big double play considering the situation, because it stops the rally. The first 2 outs recorded from Durr, a twin killing. That was smooth on the back end too by Cooper at short. He got rid of that on the release as quick as possible. And a perfect transition to Brody Whitcomb. With 2 away, it's Matthew Major. He'll take up on a heater. Already some groans with our home plate umpire tonight. Two 2-0. Major himself with 32 runs batted in. And he taps one softly. More action for Cooper. Fielding it low and making a nice throw to end the inning. Impressive by the young shortstop in Cole Cooper. Berries, despite the rally, just get one in. And the Elks are coming up after this. Bottom of the first inning, Elks coming up. And Wynn Gurney starting things off at the top of this order. Chase high on a fastball. Starting pitcher for the Marion Berries tonight, Colton Amai Nakagawa. The Hawaii commit out of Hawaii himself has had a great 2026 as Gurn swings through it. 0-2. Gurney's been at the top of the order with all these departures from the Elks. Hoping to kickstart things for this roster at 18-30 entering the game tonight. But he strikes out on an off-speed down. Elks lineup tonight, Pupo, Beck, Murphy, and Macy Whitcomb, Hartlob, Smith, and Cooper. With all the departures, there's only a few guys that started the season with the Elks that are still on the team, and Eli Pupo's one of them. As big of a workhorse as you're going to see, now committed to Western Oregon, and we wish Pupo the best on the next chapter of his journey. Been an awesome Bend Elk from Redmond and just finished a year at Bushnell. Thought about bunting, but takes a strike. Not an easy at-bat at all from a left-hander, but from the arm slot that Amai Nakagawa does. Pupo takes away. 4.41 ERA from Nakagawa in 32 2/3, and what he's done a lot, strikeout batters. 31 Ks to 16 walks. If you're the Elks, you got to be ready to hit tonight. That first inning, the Berries got the first run home in this game, but were not able to add on. Elks turned a timely double play and kept the momentum on their side. 2-2 breaking balls. Grounded back up the middle. And Dunning's throw to first pulled Jake Dodge up the line, but he keeps his foot on for the second out. Jake Dodge, the former Bend Elk, over there at the corner infield spot. And he needed every bit of his 6'4" frame to squeeze that one. Here's Cam Beck. Take a breaking ball for a strike. Defense behind Nakagawa. Allen, Weideman, Major. Carlson, Dunning, Arujo, Waiao, Dodge, and Rowe. Marion Berry's team entering the game with an 18-30 record. 9-15 at home and 9-15 away from home. Oh, 2 at 2 away. Nakagawa starting off strong. This changeup misses low. The Hawaii baseball scene is one that can never get overlooked, and that's where Nakagawa resides. Honolulu, Hawaii native, and committed to stay right at home playing for the Rainbow Warriors. Just graduated high school. This is high on that heater. And with his name, it's a long one. If he ever makes it to the big leagues and you get it on the back of a jersey, it's going to be one of those curly ones that goes over the number like a Crow Armstrong. Jared Saltalamacchia. Beck strikes out swinging on the big curveball. Sharp stuff from Nakagawa. 2 Ks in the first inning, retires the Elks in order. We'll go to the second here on Bend Elks YouTube. To the second inning here at Bend Elks Stadium. Game 1 of 3 between the Elks and the Berries. Berries on top 1-0. Gavin Durr back out there for more work, and time called. They're peering down the right field line. Not sure if a ball got loose out of the bullpen, but we're ready to go. Rowe, Carlson, and Catano. 2 up for the Berries as Rowe takes down and away. Important for Gavin Durr to get back in the strike zone this inning, get back to the pitcher we know that he is. The fastball's popped up. Foul territory, but Whitcomb may have room down there. It just trails into the beer garden. And a fan's got a ball. He's fired up. He wants the acknowledgement, but I don't think they're giving it to him. But you got it in front of the girl, so you got to give her the ball. All right, give it to her. Yeah, babe, I caught it. With my bare hands, too. Aren't you proud of me? 1-2. He's letting her look at it. Maybe feel the seams a little, but I think that might be going on the top shelf for him in his office. Skips in there for a ball. That's the one thing. I've gone to hundreds of baseball games, have never caught a foul ball. I feel like you have higher luck if you don't go to that many games. The more you go to, the less likely, for whatever reason that is. In-game makes it tough. 3-2 to Nolan Rowe. Who laces one into right center, and it's going to get down for a hit. Lupo fields it in the alleyway, which forces Rowe to put on the brakes after taking a big turn. You're hitting around Gavin Durr. This has been an anomaly for him, who's arguably been the Elks' most consistent arm, especially still with the team. With the man on, it's Taryn Carlson. Takes low stop by Hayden Smith. Berry's pitching staff, too, has had their own level of struggles. Also welcoming the Elks in the bottom of the league in the whip category. But offensively, that's where the biggest concern has been for the Berries in year 2 as an organization. That's grounded right back up the middle. Could be 2. Fielded by Hartlob. Goes to second. Throw to first. Double play. The second turn of 2 from the Elks defense. And in just 2 innings, both of them 4-6-3. And although Hartlob had to take a second to handle that ball on the ground, he fielded it, made the flip, and then the throw on the back end was perfect. Two-way, and Durr gets to face the lefty, and Damian Catano takes down and away. But the Berries entering this game tonight, a .214 team batting average. The only team that's around there, the Berries, the lowest in the league. Second lowest is the Bend Elks at .226. So the combination of just struggles across the board has been a big factor as to why these teams in the second to last series of the season are where they're at. Fouled away by Catano. But today it's been different. There's been some look that the Berries have gotten on Gavin Durr that they've liked. 971 team OPS. They've had 4 men reach base. Three balls and 1 strike to Mr. Catano. out of St. Mary's. Fouls it away off his foot. Tano coming from Arcadia High School in Monrovia, California. Was a two-way guy then. He takes a fastball for strike 3. Gavin Durr's first punch out is looking at the knees. Go to the bottom of the second. But before that, let's take a look at the West Coast League standings as we enter this game tonight. A lot of games with big stakes. The Pickles still have a slim lead as the final playoff team in, 24-24 they are. Got back to 500 last night. Drifters lost in a thriller to the Yakima Valley Pippins. Went down to the wire. Yakima ended up winning on a walk-off walk. And that is why now in the overall standings, they're right there with Springfield. So it keeps you on the edge of your seat for the final 2 series of the season. Anything can happen. There's a lot to unpack, a lot to still be decided. And with that, let's take a look at the West Coast League standings and the scoreboard on July the 31st, the final day of this month. Edmonton and Kelowna tied at 0, top 2. Walla Walla up early on Portland 2-0. That's a huge series for both teams. Walla Walla likely in the overall spot, but still vying for the second half title. Pickles are fighting for a playoff spot. Nanaimo's beating Port Angeles, who was just eliminated from playoff contention like the Elks. Drifters are beating the Ridgefield Raptors in the bottom of the second 1-0. A team to watch Springfield is, because they still are just 2 games out of the second half title. And in the full season, they're just 3 games back of the Portland Pickles. Knights are beating the Yakima Valley Pippins 2-0 bottom 1. Bells on top of the Harbor Cats 1-0 bottom 2. And we're just underway in Kamloops. 0-0 bottom of the first inning. Back here for the bottom of the second. Start with Jackson Murphy. Takes up on a fastball. Murphy, Macy, and Whitcomb. Part of this Elks order. Fastball gets the call, was a tad low, but still rewarded. 652 OPS from Murph coming out of UC Davis. Was in the lineup last night and had a couple of hits. Rolls this one over on a tough play from Arujo Wayao, but after bobbling it, he picks it back up and makes the play. On that short hop to Alki. On the heel of his glove, it got caught, and then the flip was not as easy. Murphy retired, and now Logan Macy. New bad rack in that Elks dugout. Much more convenient for these guys to place their helmets there. Casey takes down. Logan Macy, switch hitter from the right side. From Oregon Tech, his debut with the Elks. And he lines one on one hop to Carlson at third. A nice play and a strong throw to first. That was 91 off the bat of Macy, but all over it was Carlson. Two gone for Brody Whitcomb. Takes up on a curveball. Brody still getting his feet wet in college baseball, recent graduate of Caldera High School, and undecided on what that next chapter is going to look like in his career. Although just a 496 OPS, Brody's had some of the best at-bats on the team. And two young players in Nakagawa and Whitcomb going at it. Brody's got a single into right. Took a hanging curveball and was all over it for the Elks' first hit of the night. Just a balanced swing that time from Brody, keeping his weight back and firing through. Turning it to his Caldera teammate in Camden Hartlob. Takes a strike up. Can still tell that Amai Nakagawa finding his rhythm and his velocity, growing into his own body. Fastball at the moment just at 87, but still so much room to grow. 0-2 now to Hartlob. That's the great thing about this summer. The Marion Berries have done an outstanding job at recruiting when it comes to getting players from all over Division I. Sawyer Nelson, who used to be their leadoff hitter from LMU, one of the best players in the entire West Coast League this year. One, two with two outs. Whitcomb off a first in the bottom of the second. Nakagawa gets his pitch. Hartlob skies one to right center. Tailing away from Weideman, racing over is Matthew Major. And he makes the catch coming from right field. Elks leave a runner on base on the two-out single. Will go to the third. 1-0 Marion. All right, in between innings, a little bit of musical chairs. And the competition won. Ultimately, if I had names, I'd give it to you, but no bachelorette party. We'll go the green hat one because you have a 100% probability with that. Actually, one of them had a white hat. First pitch is fouled away to Danny Weideman. Top of the third inning, 1-0. Berries on top. Gavin Durr rolling along. Gave up that run in the first inning, but since has improved, and that's been a key of Gavin's, getting better as the game has gone on. Weideman had a .762 OPS with 3 homers and 16 driven in. Bird just missed away on the breaking ball. Deep to left field. Back goes Murphy. And it's gone. The 4th home run of the year from Danny Weidman. 361 down the left field line. It's 2-0 Berries. He just took a breaking ball that hung middle in and sent it out of the park. That's a lot of pop out of your 9-hole batter. Jake Allen checks his swing. Didn't go according to base umpire Bryce Reeves. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, 1-1. Here at Genna, you just got to get the ball in the air. You can get some carry to left field. That's where Bat Bro Will Taylor parks him on top of the grocery outlet. That was a gorgeous swing from Weideman, and the Elks immediately behind. First time through for Allen, he walked. That's when Durr began this game in trouble. Back-to-back walks and then a single from Tyler Dunnan to get the first score on the board. 3-1 now from Durr. Elks bullpen yesterday did use 5 arms, so you'd like some length out of the southpaw. Allen grounds one foul up the third base line. Happy for Gavin Durr, though, now committed to Pitt State in Kansas, a Division II program after a year at Washington State where didn't go his way, didn't play as much as he probably should have. Gets Allen on a devastating fastball down and outside. Second K of the night. That location perfect and brings up Alkai Arujo Wayao. Arujo Wayao also walked in his first at bat and laces one back up the middle. A 1-out single. Already the 4th hit from the Berries offense. Who entered this game not producing a whole lot at all, and tonight has just been different. Locked in at the dish. Now it's Tyler Dunnan. Another one of those ground balls that Durr's been getting with the runner on base would do. Potentially turn a double play and get out of the frame. At 46 pitches. Bit high relative to where you want to be. Fastball misses low. Stealing on the play is Arujo Wayao, and it goes into center field. Arujo Wayao does swipe it, moving into scoring position for Dunnan, who already has an RBI. Not a great jump that time. That's his 3rd stolen base. Has not been caught yet. Reno. It's a tough way to go about things after you commit during summer ball. You want to finish the job you started in the city that you're in, but when you already have that monkey off your back and the reason you come here is to commit, I can imagine the focus would be difficult to keep, even if you are a competitor. Because you know, well, no matter what happens tonight, unless it's devastatingly bad, everything will be just fine. Kerr gets back in there, 3-2. Devastatingly, that is definitely not a word. But unless it's devastating. Rujo steals. It's a walk, but you throw down a third and get him. Because Rujo stealing third would not have moved up there anyway. It is a walk, but it's also a caught stealing. That was a strong throw from Hayden Smith, who was prepared. Popped out of the squat and delivered a rocket. That was close if Rujo got his hand in there or not. I know that the Berries wanted to take a look at it. Two-way for Dodge. That misses down and in. All right, this will give us the best look possible. Macy goes to cover the base. And then I think they did get him. That looked like the tag was applied right on top of the helmet as Dodge scorches one on one hop to Whitcomb. But he handles it on the high one hopper and touches the base to end the inning. Look at how hard this was hit. Just smoked. Brody was ready to the bottom of the third. Berries get another in on the solo shot from Danny Weidman. It's 2-0. Bottom of the third inning. Hayden Smith, Cole Cooper, Wynn Gurney, 8-9-1 in the Elks order. As Bend now trails 2-0. The solo shot from Danny Weidman. His fourth of the year. How can the Elks answer? Fastball hits Smith. And oh no, but behind home plate, Rowe is in a ton of pain. I think that got him where you don't want to be hit. Oh yeah, that is not good at all. Whether you have a protective piece there or not, it still doesn't feel good. He probably feels like his heart is in his stomach and his stomach is in his legs and the whole body just not working. While we have a moment, taking a look back at the home run from Danny Weidman. Just a balanced swing. He waited back on that curveball. That's how the Marion Berries got their second run of the game tonight. And it was a pretty swing. When you can get the pop out of the 9-hole in your lineup, you're going to probably have a pretty good day at the dish. And Marion already starting off strong. Cole Cooper takes outside. This is Cole Cooper's Bend Elks debut. Foul back to fastball. Cooper from Bend High. Another local product, and that's been the theme of this end of this season. Is Allen getting some new faces in here that are from the town that are going to be embraced by the community? Nakagawa throws over, and back with the dive is Smith. Curveball misses down. I've been impressed, though, with these high school hitters. They've been balanced in the lineup, holding their own. In a sense, Nakagawa, one of the high school arms as well, as he also just recently graduated high school from Honolulu. Alan Cox back over at third tonight, doing the third base coaching. Johnny Kemp at first. Smith goes, and the fastball misses low. A good pitch to run on as Smith steals it standing. Three-two, nobody out. In this 2-0 game, Elks looking to strike first. And Cooper takes outside, ball 4. So back-to-back free passes this inning has set the table for Bend. And the top of this order with Win Gurney.
For the Elks, regular number 1, Win Gurney.
Jake Dodge at first, creeping in on that infield turf as you see, thinking about maybe a bunt spot from Gurn. Instead, he swings away and chases at the knees, or at the eyes rather. Gurney struck out his first time through, the Manhattan Beach, California native, coming off a year at LMU. He's got pop if he can lift a ball. Taps that foul up the third baseline. But in year 2 at the Elks, just hasn't been there for Gurney so far. 3 runs batted in and OPS under 400. We know the natural talent Win has, though, and just showcases how hard it is sometimes to come off of an injury quickly and perform. Takes just ever so slightly high. Pupo waiting on deck. Elks have been held scoreless for the last 17 innings of baseball. Gurney takes in. Or make that 15 innings because they scored on Tuesday night, of course, in the win. But we're shut down. Gurney takes strike 3. Stealing on the pitch is Smith to third. So Hayden Smith's got his second stolen base in just this sequence. Cooper didn't move up on the back. One gone for Eli Pupo. Cooper thought about stealing, and Rowe was ready to pop up and throw it. And runs batted in for Pupo as they look at Cooper. All they're looking for here is Pupo to put the ball in play. It's tough to double him up with his speed from the left side, but looking for a ball in the outfield. Cooper goes. Pupo chases high. The throw goes all the way down to second, and he's safe. From the naked eye, it looked like Cole Cooper slid off the bag, and the tag was still applied by Dunning. And that's why Marion Barry's coach, Tucker Brack, is coming out. I thought he went all the way past, and I believe he did. Yeah, that's fortunate on the Elk side if they don't overturn this, because Dunning kept the tag on, and he went way off. This is one, if we have replay review, it gets overturned. But Bryce Reeves isn't going to overturn this. He had the best angle on the field. That's a good break for the Elks, and now it gives Pupo a 2 RBI chance with the base hit. I understand the frustration from Brack, because he arguably has a better angle at it from that third base dugout. 1-1 with one away. Pupo takes a strike. Felt like a good pitch to let it rip. Grounded out softly to Dunning in his first at-bat. Pupo softly over the pitcher's head. Coming in is the shortstop, and Dunning, and his throw to first is late. In to score Hayden Smith. The Elks have their first run of the ballgame. Dunning did all he could on that play, racing in, fielding it, throwing it on the run. But look at that hustle from Pupo. That's why it's so hard to double him up. It's because he runs like the wind. All it took was a 42-mile-an-hour hit over the head of Nakagawa. Beck swings through it. May have caught a piece of Rowe, who takes a walk. Man, he's been getting banged up this inning. From the first moment where he got hit where you don't want to be, and then now getting shaken up again. Heck, his first time, struck out swinging. But we know with his power that we saw on Tuesday night that anything changes with just one swing. Double steal, and the pitch misses low. Rowe can't handle it. Elks getting aggressive this inning. They have stolen 5 bases in the third. Just a seismic jump. Too easy. Infield shades in a tad. Beck takes down an in tight. After starting pitcher Colton Amai Nakagawa was great. He now is starting to lose his command. And looking at the sheer numbers and his lack of walks, that has not been an issue this year. Getting behind early in counts, though, has allowed for the Elks to sit on pitches that they love in those plus counts. They've been all over the lefty. Beck steps in with 9 runs batted in and hits that off his foot, limping out of the box. Those never feel good. Beck taking a long walk. No protective piece for him. That's a unique sight from a modern-day baseball player, but the orange and black gear scattered throughout the body. All the way to the back of the box. And now it's to step back in and do the whole thing again. As Beck grounds one sharply to the shortstop, and Dunning, who goes to third with the throw. And he got him. Elks, though, tie this game at 2 on the RBI fielder's choice. That's a risky play from Dunning where you better make sure you get him. And Pupo ultimately thrown out. Ball beat him there. Absolutely, though, at this stage of the game, you will sacrifice a run for an out every day because the Elks knot this thing up. This inning has showcased how putting the ball in play can somehow do the trick. Beck's picked off. He was stealing on first move. They throw down a second and got him. Dodge to Dunning. But we'll go to the fourth, all tied up at 2 now. An RBI single from Eli Pupo on a soft hit ball over the pitcher's head, and then Cam Beck grounds out with a runner on third. To the fourth on Bend Elks YouTube. Welcome back to Vince Genna Stadium. Beautiful night for baseball. Aiden O'Neill in the broadcast booth. How about those Elks? Tie the game at 2 apiece, and it didn't take anything special. Just a little soft hit single, and then Cam Beck grounding out with the runner on third. But now, how do you respond? Gavin Durr doesn't have to pitch as nervously. He can start to attack these hitters a bit more with this game all tied up. Even though this season may be a lost cause for both of these teams, that doesn't mean that the games don't mean anything, because guess what? Competitors at the end of the day compete in every walk of life, and that also means competing tonight. This is our K-Man tonight, Matthew Major, Rowe, and Carlson. Fastball misses up and away. Crazy to think that we're at this stage of the season. 3 more home games. Tonight at 6:35, tomorrow same time, and then Sunday at 5:05. 2-2 to Major. Our GM, Michael Herco, in our press spot games, when it comes to picking the K-Man every night, he has been dominated. Currently on a 6-game win streak. Another one! Matthew Major strikes out. Gavin Durr, the people's champ, his 3rd K. That's one of the best traditions in summer ball. The strikeout that gets everybody discounted draft domestic beers. And the way Dom says it, too, gets the crowd going, our PA guy, makes it even better. Nolan Rowe takes a strike. There has been an innings eater for these Elks. Will be over 35 by the end of tonight. That's huge foul up the first base line. There's Alan Cox, year 3 with the Bend Elks. And the first year since a long, long time that he has been on the wrong side of a season when it comes to a losing record. A proven winner at every stage of his journey. Sure misses low on the off speed. One, two. Got him swinging. Gavin Durr back to the fastball. Make that his 4th K, and the command getting sharper by the pitch. With how baseball is at and how competitive it is, it's crazy to think a guy like Gavin Durr is going Division II, because he has been dominant in this West Coast League. Now by Carlson. Aaron Carlson grounded into a double play back in the 2nd. That was amidst that streak where Gavin Durr was allowing a few base runners an inning. But man, has he zoned in. 0-2 with 2 outs, nobody on. He struck out Major swinging, and same with Nolan Rowe. Looking to punch out the side. Ooh, that was just off. Taylor Schneider calling balls and strikes. Bryce Reeves on the bases. It's been a gritty outing from Durr. Hasn't had his best stuff, but competing along. Carlson from Washington State. Same with where Gavin Durr was at his last spot. So curious if these two are former teammates. Well up and out on the breaking ball. You're one of those hometown products that has flown under the radar. Coming from Mountain View and is dominated. Missing low on that. His 4th walk, and it comes with 2 outs. That's what's gotten the pitch count up there to 68 in total. Turns it to Damian Catano. Catano from the left side. That at bat with Durr, same-handedness, is very difficult. Smith knocks it down. Over there at first, Aaron Carlson. No stolen bases, so likely won't be a threat. Misses low and stopped by Smith. Pleased with how the air quality has improved as the night has gone on. There's been something with the baseball gods, where when they know a game's going on at Genna, they just clear out the skies. Popping one foul down the left field line is Catano. That's made for little delays this season. We've basically started every game on time, finished every game on time. Never complain about that. 2-1 from Durr, misses up. The concern with Durr being this high in a pitch count is the Elks bullpen over the past week has been thin. There's not many arms back there that are currently healthy. Catano walks. That is back-to-back with 2 outs after Gavin Durr was 1 strike away from striking out the side. Durr's had a little bit of everything tonight. 4 Ks, 5 walks, 4 hits, but then you look at the most important category, which is runs allowed, and just 2 in that column. Danny Weidman takes high. Generally, when you're facing the 9-hole batter, In a position like this, you're going to throw him strikes. You're going to fill up the zone. But Weidman told Durr he's got to be careful with the solo shot he had in the third. And a big swing and a miss there. Weidman from West Lynn, Oregon, goes to Butler Community College. Ultimately, the 4th-ranked outfielder and 20th-ranked prospect in the state coming out of high school. Was an all-star last year with the Berries and is back again for more. And you see why he was an all-star at one point in time, because that swing is butter. His numbers, unbelievable. And what Tucker Brock gets by putting him in the 9-hole, gonna see more strikes, more pitches to hit. In a count like this, 3-1, 2 outs. On second is Carlson, on first is Catano. Durr's walked his 3rd consecutive batter. Now a visit with Wes Harper on the mound. Shocked to see the Elks have nobody warming up at this point. Gavin Durr's pitch count getting up there at 78 pitches, and the command was getting away from him at the start of this inning. After those 2 consecutive Ks, just some stretching. Nobody actively working. They'll stick with Durr against the top of the order and Jake Allen. Allen, who's 0 for 1, had a walk. Durr back to the windup. This is outside on the fastball. That conversation from Harper and Durr likely was a simple one. Ease the tension, get back in the zone, get back into that mindset. But it just hasn't been there from Gavin. Takes a long walk after the second ball and looking to find any way to refocus. Carlson, Catano, Weidman from 3rd to 1st, the runners. A gift on the outside corner from Taylor. Schneider gets the strike and gets Durr back into the count. He rocks from the left side. Fouled away. And that gift from Schneider forced Allen to swing at the 2-1. Now bringing up an out pitch possibility. 2-2 with 2 outs and they're loaded. Durr at 82 pitches through 3 2/3. Facing a Jake Allen with just 4 runs batted in this summer. He got him looking. Gavin Durr paints the outside corner. And a roar into his mouth coming off the mound. Frustrated with how that inning went. But ultimately, a 0. Bottom of the 4th inning, Colton Amai Nakagawa working along in this 2-2 game. Happy to have you with us on this Friday night. A lot of our fans probably at the fair, Deschutes County, Redmond, Oregon. Went there this morning, got some lunch with our great TrackMan guy, Sean. I enjoyed it, the small town environment. Feel like while you're here, you got to try every bit of what Bend has to offer. You got to float the river. You got to play golf, of course. The rodeo was super cool. Was impressed by that. And now the fair. So another thing to add to the Bend, Oregon toolbox. Murphy grounded out his first time through and slashes that one foul. Alan Cox did not move a muscle over there at third. Just stalwart. There's our bachelorette party. Green hats all throughout. Pierce has a good point. He thinks the white hat is for the bride. I think that is spot on, Pierce. Yeah. And she coincidentally won musical chairs. They might have gave her that one on her night. Murph takes up and in. Nakagawa, even though he gave up 2 last inning, that pitch count in a decent spot. But he walks Jackson Murphy to start off this 4th. Bottle flip, we're going for the cap. That's a tough one. Oh. I think he's got it if he keeps trying. Bottle flipping in 2016 and 2017 was one of the coolest things ever. AC takes up and away, and it goes to the backstop by Rowe. Murphy moves up 90 feet, and the Elks have the go-ahead run in scoring position. I don't know if there's an equivalent to bottle flipping with the modern generation of kids. I don't. AC had a good first at bat and hit one well on one hop to the third baseman, but pops up the 1-0 beyond home plate, and it goes into the preferred section. Kid made a nice play. There it is. Hold it up there. That pearly white ball. Beautiful thing about it, if you were a kid and you get the foul ball, you keep it. Picture time. Smile. Gives Macy an RBI opportunity. Picked by Rowe behind home plate. Macy, a late addition to this team in need of infield help with all the people leaving. Was at Oregon Tech in 2026 and had himself a great year. Well, now you can't bottle flip. It's gone. AC softly hit to Dunnan. No play. And an infield single.
Number 30, Brody Whitcomb.
Already saw Dunnan make an outstanding play. This one he just didn't have a chance on going to the backhand. But Brody Whitcomb, who had arguably the best at-bat out of any Elk his first time through, steps up. Takes a fastball that misses up and away. Go over to look at Macy, and he's back standing. So that would be Logan Macy's first hit as a Bend Elk. Johnny Kemp, the pitching coach there. Relationships that have continued to bend. One of many Owls that have played for this team. 2-0 now. Nakagawa carrying over his command struggles from the third. Runners on the corners. Nowhere to put him to Whitcomb. Tall hitter from the left side. Whitcomb grounds one sharply. Dunning fields it at short, goes to second for one, but the throw back to first is not in time. The Elks have the lead, 3-2 in this fourth inning. Just bat to ball from Whitcomb. 85 off the bat. He's seeing it well. Also was forced to run hard out of the box. On away for Camden Hartlop. He laces one into left for a hit. These Elks locals starting to swing it. Camden Hartlop let it get deep and drove it. Hartlop now with a couple of hits in a Bend Elks uni. Digging in is Hayden Smith. Smith down the left field line, and it's foul. Alan Cox had the windmill on in case had ended up landing fair. Smith was hit by a pitch in the third inning and then stole two bases out of the catcher position. Has not been a runner at all this year. Those were his first two stolen bases. Takes the breaking ball at the bottom of the zone for a strike. Elks and Berries in 2025 had their fair share of battles. One game in Salem went all the way to the 13th inning where Jace Miller hit a go-ahead home run in that 13th. Berries battled the Elks all the way to the finish line. Each time these two foes faced off. An outstanding addition to the West Coast League. And I would guess that Tucker Brock and the rest of the staff won't be held down for long when it comes to a lack of success like this year. Smith into left field. Allen's going back. It's starting to carry, and he catches it on the track. There was a moment there where it looked like that ball was going to get out of here. But it stays in the park on a critical second out from Nakagawa. As you get it up there in the jet stream, just like Danny Weideman did, it, of course, has a chance. .1,000 OPS from Cooper, who not only walked but stole a couple bases. Takes down and away on a fastball. The story's told every night, but with Alan Cox at the helm of these Bend Elks, experience with the Okotoks Dogs in Canada, he's looking to make this more than just a college team. Lifelong bonds can be formed where the same coaches have the prospect of coaching the same kids from when they're little all the way up until college ball. And if that's something that can be accomplished, something special could be brewing here in Bend. Cooper on the 1-1. Lofts one to left. And Allen is there to end the inning. But the Elks take the lead on the RBI ground out from Brody Whitcomb. 3-2 the score to the fifth. Elks now have the lead in the top of this 5th inning, and a new pitcher on the mound for Bend. It's the sidearm righty, Alex Figueroa, 5.03 ERA, 18 Ks, and a 1.42 whip in 2026, coming from Tucson, Arizona, and played in Northwest Oklahoma State. As Arujo Waiau will bunt the first pitch. Fig fields it off the mound and airmails Whitcomb at first. Arujo Waiau is going to go to second and stop there. Yesterday, the same thing happened with Figueroa. He lifted back off the base, caught it and touched it, but this time all the way over Whitcomb. That's a tough one from Figueroa. It's not an easy thing to field your position as a pitcher, and that's why it always stands out when one can do so. Tyler Dunnan has himself an RBI, has reached twice. Chance to tie this game for the Marion Berries. Dancing off a second is Arujo Waiau, and Fig comes home. Fastball misses away. We never can show you guys enough, but this pitching style from Alex Figueroa from the sidearm release is ultra difficult to pick up if you're the batter. It's almost a mixture of a Ryan Thompson and a Tyler Rogers at the big league level, where it's not completely to the ground, where his knuckles are scraping the turf. But it's enough that it's a new look. Figueroa said at one point in his career he could throw around the 90-mile-per-hour fastball, but he's been more effective when he's toned down the velo from this slot. And he gets done in swinging there. That is the 6th strikeout for the Elks as a staff. That's one thing they're doing well, is getting swing and miss. But it also goes along with 6 walks. Jake Dodge swats one into center field on the first pitch he sees for a base hit. Hitting third and coming home is Arujo Waiau, and we're tied at 3. Jake Dodge picks up an RBI, the former Bend Elk himself, his 11th of the year. Just aggressive on Figueroa. Looking for a pitch he could handle. Was ready to go. One away for Major. Big Cedar misses in. Figueroa last worked a few nights ago. We've got to go back to July the 28th when 2 innings in relief, 2 runs allowed on 3 hits. And a stretch for Figueroa that hasn't been as dominant as he was at the beginning of the season. Still a guy that Wes Harper leans on heavily, and a reliever that can go multiple innings of work. Major lofts one into right center field with some backspin, but Gurney's there. A good route and a nice catch. 2 away. Gurney's got speed in that outfield, so when he gets a good jump, able to cover some ground. Sun beginning to set in left center. Beautiful night for baseball. Figueroa hits Rowe on the first pitch. Just a 73-mile-per-hour breaking ball that got away from him. Ouch, right off the calf.
Now batting for the Berries, third baseman number 29, Carlson.
Away for Taryn Carlson. Rounds the first pitch he sees. Gloved by the third baseman in Macy, and he makes a good throw to second. That was an awkward maneuver near the shoe tops, but was still able to squeeze it and throw on to get the force out. To the bottom of the fifth when we come back. Now we're tied at 3. Bottom of the fifth inning. New pitcher in for the Marion Berries is Ryan Hockman, and Gurney with a rude welcome into this ball game. Laces one into right center, hits first and heads to second. A stand-up leadoff double from Wynn. .94 that was off the bat. Wynn at times has been pull happy, but was all over that one with a good swing. Now Eli Pupo steps up. Hockman's been good. 2.65 ERA, 10 Ks, a 1-4 whip as Pupo lays down a good bunt. Tough play from Hockman, has to hurry and gets Pupo at first. Gurney does move up to third, but that was the design from Pupo. Get a bunt down on the first pitch and move that go-ahead run to 90 feet away. He did exactly that. Perfection. And Hockman had to step and throw quickly. Infield comes all the way in for Cam Beck. And he takes outside on a breaking ball. Beck already has 1 RBI tonight on a ground out. Came to the shortstop and done it. Fouls it away, and Alan Cox was close to making that play with the bare hand. Did not. Got to act nonchalant though, Alan. It's all good. Head up. You know what that means, Alan? The next time it's hit to you, I bet you make that play. It wasn't an easy one. It decently sharp. Beck will give the Elks the lead on the RBI single. Gurney comes in to score. 4-3 Elks. Just love to see Cam Beck's swing coming around. Much more comfortable in that box. Now it's Jackson Murphy. Hockman's heater misses up and away. Murphy has himself a hit. The hit parade continues in this 5th inning. That is their 3rd of the frame and the 2nd consecutively. Not hit nearly as hard at just 78 off the bat that time, but equally does the trick. Logan Macy. Now from the right side, we'll dig in and take out. Singled his last time through. Oaks looking for more to blow this game open. Macy takes a strike. Hockman's the Chemeketa Community College native, so pitching for the WCL team that has the same home ballpark. Macy with a good swing into right center, slicing away from Weideman, it gets down. Beck is gonna score. Murphy trailing right behind him. Macy's going for 3. It's a 2 RBI triple. Macy blows the doors off of this game, 6-3. A game that stayed contained now sees the Elks grasping momentum as Whitcomb right through the first pitch. Welcome to Bend. Logan Macy, a 2-hit night, including that 2 RBI triple. Whitcomb rounds one to Dodge, has to flip to the covering Hockman who gets him, but Macy comes in to score, make it 7-3. This is one of the better innings of the Elks homestand. A 4 spot in the 5th. And the offense catapulted by that leadoff double. All started with Gurney, then the great bunt by Pupo, the RBI single from Beck. Murphy singled also, then Macy tripled, and then the RBI ground out from Brody Whitcomb. Rough go of things from Hockman, and Art Lobb keeps it rolling. That one 96 off the bat. Whatever the Elks ate in between innings, they need to keep feeding themselves exactly that. That fastball from Hockman just missed middle. Smith takes a big breaking ball for a ball. Hockman was also with Marion in 2025, but only threw in 3 innings. Smith hits it foul. I mean, this year from Hockman in 17 innings of work, there has not been any outing with this much struggle. Been an odd one for the entire Berries group. They throw to look at Art Lobb, who's back with a dive. 1-1, 2 outs, 4 runs in this 5th. Smith measured it and fouls it back. Yesterday, the Elks silenced. The day prior, only able to muster 1 run. But today's been different. Smith grounds one softly to Arujo Wayao. He'll go to the bag. But that's not after a 4-run inning where it all was clicking from Bend, and a breath of fresh air from this offense that has been pushing themselves to get back on track, to get back to where they know they can be. Let's take a look at all that went down in that 5th inning, because it was chaos. It started with everything getting going from Wynn Gurney on the ball that finished in the right center field gap. He kept on running, picked himself up a double. Eli Pupo, who's known for doing the little things, said, "You want me to bunt? I'll do it to the best of my ability on the first pitch." Gets it down the first baseline. After that, Cam Beck battled Alan Cox. So close. He's going to get another opportunity, though, later in this game. And Beck with another chance after the foul ball went right back up the middle on an RBI single. That turned it to Jackson Murphy, who picked up a single himself and then ultimately set the table after this hit for the at-bat of the night from Logan Macy, who's a new Bend Elk, who's just into these threads for the first time. And he clubbed one to right center field, where all Weideman could do was chase it. Major couldn't get there as well. And Macy, who's coming off a great year at Oregon Tech, just kept on running. A belly flop triple. They got one more in on the RBI ground out from Brody Whitcomb. Camden Hartlob had a single into left, and the barrels were rolling. We'll go to the next frame. Alex Figueroa staying right here, but might as well stay right here as he just finished up his warm-up pitches. 4 in for the Elks. Wanted to look back on the rest of this homestand so far, because unless my mind is failing to remember, I believe that is their most runs in an inning this homestand, and that is correct. The other time that happened, with 3 or more runs scored in an inning during this stretch, it was the inning where Cam Beck hit a 3-run home run on Tuesday night into right center field. Up now, and you get to keep Alex Figueroa on the mound, hoping that he can continue his success. He can pitch with some comfort now with the lead. 0-1 is popped up foul and out of play. And this was the last time with that many runs in an inning. From the drone, Cam Beck, way gone to right center. One of the best moments of the season. We can't get over it. You probably can tell. Gaetano, Weideman, and Allen. 8, 9, and 1 in the Berries order. 9 hits in total now from Ben to just 5 from the Berries. Big misses down and away. Strikeout and a walk from Gaetano. Figueroa almost hit him. It snuck inside, and he leaned out of the way. Tapped foul. The sunset has only gotten prettier as the night has gone on. A sun in left center field just beyond the Sisters Mountains that reminds you a lot of something you'd see out of Star Wars with this red sky. Figueroa walks Gaetano to start the 6th. That's one thing you don't want to do with a 4-run lead. Smoke in the distance, yes, which contributes to that extraterrestrial sky. But the sun in left center almost all the way set, just beyond that American flag in left center. Weidman takes high. Beautiful. And if the smoke was heavy, it would be covering it, but that star as clear as possible. Figueroa to start this inning has not been able to find the zone. Now 2-0 to Weidman, who's reached twice and is responsible for the lone extra base hit on the Berry side, which was a home run to left. He pops up. Whitcomb sprinting into the outfield. He slides and can't get there. That's an effort that deserves a round of applause because that is all he possibly could do and almost made the catch. On a dead sprint, like a wide receiver trying to catch a deep ball over his shoulder. And the glove didn't get out there in time to make the basket grab. Weidman pops this one up to shallow left center. One out on the catch by Pupo. Back to the top of the order with Jake Allen. Allen swings through it. Snap throw down to first. Tano's back safely. Jake Allen takes down and away. Allen hailing from Kaiser, Oregon. Goes to Portland, a pilot in his own right, just like multiple members of this game. Former two-sport athlete, also playing football. Way out in front of that one. Former two-way guy, too, just like many of these guys, that then once they get to the college level, they pick a direction. Breaking ball misses low. Difficult, of course, to do that at the next level, but Allen finding a knack as an outfielder, keeping that strong arm, now just at a different position. As he lofts one into shallow center field, it falls in front of Pupo for a hit. Up to second is Damian Catano. After the Elks' big inning, the Berries have something cooking. It hasn't been the easiest outing from Alex Figueroa, who's gotten hit around. He'll have to face Alkai Arujo-Wayao. I'll be intrigued to see the Elks plan from the bullpen tonight, because you do have a lot of arms available. As the check swing dribblers back to Figueroa. He goes to third with the throw and got him. That's one of those in a 4-run lead that you usually just want to go to first, but if you get him, you can't bat an eye. Great play from Fig. This had to be perfect. Spinning and throwing and delivering a strike. It also required Macy at third to make a good catch. Right now, Macy carving out an opportunity to be tonight's bull of the game. That's laced from Dunning into left, but Murphy's there. When it looked like the inning was maybe starting to spiral, Alex Figueroa dials things back in. Bottom of the 6th. After we take a look at the West Coast League scoreboard on this Friday, July the 31st. Everyone knows what's at stake at this stage of the season. The games just mean that much more. Riverhawks on top of the Falcons, 6-0 top 6. The Pickles and the Sweets are tied at 3 all bottom 6. That's a huge game no matter how you look at it. On the Pickles side, looking to make the playoffs. The Sweets seeking to win the second half. Port Angeles, first day after they're eliminated, showing how it's done to the Nanaimo Night Owls. This is what the Elks are doing also the same day after. The Springfield Drifters, their offense keeps swinging. 9-6, they're up on the Ridgefield Raptors in the bottom of the 5th. If the Sweets lose and the Springfield Drifters can win, then it will cause some interesting stuff in the stand-ins. I'll give you this. If Springfield wins and the Sweets lose, and let's say the Knights also win, the Knights and the Sweets would be tied at the top of the second half stand-ins, and the Drifters would just be 1 game back. 1 game back from a Springfield Drifters team that started off the season 0-3 here at Genna. They're 5th overall. They're a couple of games back of Portland, but their best chance of getting in might be to win that second half. And not only would that mean getting the playoffs, it would mean hosting a playoff series. Corvallis is up big against Yakima. That's something to note. And then the other 2 North games getting into the latter stages. Fouled away by Cole Cooper to start off this inning. Cooper, Gurney, and Pupo. Elks have already learned this season that you never can have enough runs. Cooper into deep right field. Major goes all the way back to the track and makes the squeeze. That was a heck of a swing from Cooper, the young Bend Elk. Ultimately 1 away. Turn takes down and away. Frustrated Cooper just because he knows how close that was. Anytime Gurney lifts a ball, you hold your breath, but this one is going to stay in the park. And Danny Weidman makes it 2 outs. Gurney just missed one and, in all honesty, hit it too high in the air. He's kicking himself. Two-way for Eli Pupo under this outstanding sky tonight. Pupo takes a changeup. In case you missed it, the difference in this game right now are the 4 runs the Elks scored in the 5th inning. 4 runs on 5 hits. Pupo pops one up. Shallow left, but foul. Pupo didn't drop that bat at any point. He knew it was foul. When you're at this stage of the game and you're an Elks team that's experienced every bit of baseball this year, you want some more offense. But Ryan Hockman puts together a clean 1-2-3 6th to get some spark back on the Berry side when we come back. Top of the 7th inning, Hudson Chula in relief now for Alex Figueroa in this 7-3 game. With the Elks at this point and Chula being available, a no-brainer from Wes Harper to preserve this lead. It's been one of the Elks' best relievers, and thunder from the right side. And 93 coming straight out of the pen. Perfect location too. Back to it and called a strike. Hudson Chula is just unfair. When he's on his game, as good as a reliever as you'll see in the West Coast League. Dodge ropes one off the umpire and Reeves. It was in foul territory, and it'll be called foul. Hope he's all right. That was 93 off the bat and sharing a laugh with Marion Barry's first base coach. Dodge tried an RBI single his last time. Take up and away. Chula from Las Vegas, Nevada, 4.15 ERA at 8 2/3. And that wipeout breaking ball gets Dodge looking. The two-pitch mix from Hudson Chula. When it's on, impossible. That is just filthy. Scraping the outside corner, and now it's Matthew Major. Major, who's 0 for 3. Chula, my goodness. That 77-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Nothing in one. Oh, and 2. He's got these batters in the rocking chair. Breaking ball, heater, breaking ball. How about another Hudson Chula? Unfair. Matthew Major got bent over backwards there and took strike 3. Unbelievable. There's 1. There's 2. And then at number 3 is Chula misses outside on the fastball. I believe he was on immaculate inning watch there with 6 straight strikes. Didn't want to say anything, but that ball ruins it. Major had to bend back in his swing, and similar there to Nolan Rowe. Leaning back, they're not able to swing it. It's such a filthy breaking ball that it leans the hitter back in their swing. They don't know what to do. Another one. This is just pure dominance from Hudson Chula. He came out of the mound with his A+ stuff. 1-2 with 2 outs. Hudson Chula just missed out and away. They appealed to Reeves, he didn't go. Both Ks this inning to Jake Dodge and Matthew Major. Looking. 2-2 with 2 outs. Chula, you are unfair. 94 painted down and away. And he strikes out the side, all looking. Number 1 to Dodge. Couldn't get it off his shoulders. Again to Major, lean back, but the knees buckled. And Nolan Rowe frozen. A special talent we witness here in Bend. Can't take it for granted. New pitcher into the game is Zach Hankins. That misses outside. We've been told a couple of different things with who this pitcher is. So he'll go down as the mystery man. I was told pregame that number 8 was going to be who I just mentioned. Beck takes up and away. Zach Hankins, but also could be Remy Deravivinov. Bottom of the 7th inning. Elks trail it by a score of 7-3. Beck, Murphy, Macy against this lefty. Beck takes ball 4. The majority of the Elks offense has come via their own bats. That's just the 3rd walk from the Berries as a staff. And their first since the 4th inning. Stepping up now is Jackson Murphy. Murph takes a breaking ball for a strike. Would love to know the stat of Elks in game 1s of every series. Feels like Bend, when that series begins and the thoughts are positive, they're rolling as Murphy pops it up into shallow left field. And Dunning makes the catch. One out for Logan Macy, who in all likelihood right now would be our bull of the game because of the big swing he had in the 5th inning. 2 RBI double. Deravivinov needing to find the zone. Macy takes away. Macy rolls into a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. And that threat, after Beck reaches, goes away quickly. But the Elks still up 4 as we go to the 8th. It's 7-3. Bend on top. To the 8th inning we go here at Genna Stadium, one of the final games here at Genna with you all. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. Thanks for joining us tonight. And hey, how about these Elks? They're getting the offense going. I, though, still can't get over Hudson Chula, and I'm so happy he gets to go another inning of work. Not only did he strike out the side, he punched out all three batters looking, and they froze on either that mid-90s fastball or the wipeout breaking ball, making for an impossible at-bat. And how does he start it against Taryn Carlson? Back to that same pitch. Chula from Las Vegas, Nevada, Bishop Gorman, and committed to Gonzaga. This is just unbelievable. It's getting to the point with Hudson Chula where we're entering one of the more dominant performances we've seen this year, because this offense cannot see the invisible. Chula with his 4th consecutive backwards K, and it comes on the 79-mile-per-hour devious breaker. Just look at the bend on that thing. And Carlson couldn't do anything but just watch. Breaking ball misses away. There are few things in baseball that are more satisfying than watching a pitcher that surely dominates, because it's so difficult to do. But when you're in that sort of rhythm and you feel like you're on another world, that's where Chula feels like he's at right now. 93 by Catano. He's walked 2 times in the 4th and the 6th. Overshift over for the lefty. Chula misses away at 93. It's just his 5'10" frame. He's got $1 million arm. It's wicked. And then why not mix in a changeup too? That's shaving the outside corner. 3 pitches, all being thrown for strikes. The 2-2 with 1 out. Another one for Hudson, and get the sword out there. Number 5 straight. This is truly jaw-dropping. We're witnessing somebody beyond just a Bend Elks player, folks. Gonzaga has to be getting so excited. Weideman checked his swing and didn't go. To recap, Chula entered in the top of the 7th. Strikeout looking, strikeout looking, strikeout looking, strikeout looking, and then a strikeout swinging. And he's up 1-2 on Catano. He's faced 5 batters. He struck out all 5 of them. Chula misses up and away on a fastball. He joked with Wes Harper after his outing in Ridgefield, and I haven't allowed a run since April, and you can see why. Missed down. But even in a full count like this, Weideman has to be thinking, what's coming next in that 3-pitch mix? But Chula does miss outside on a fastball. Good at bat from Weideman. And the first batter that is reached against Chula. .27 pitches. So he's been efficient too. An inning and 2/3, 5 Ks, 1 walk. Incredible. Chula throws over to first. Weideman was leaning and almost got him. That would have capped off his dominant performance, a pickoff of the runner at first. With 2 away, Jake Allen. Gift on the outside corner from Taylor Schneider. Our official attendance tonight, 1,101. Even though it was off the plate, when you're filling up the zone, you weren't getting that pitch. And what it does is it makes Taylor Schneider, the home plate umpire, on the hunt for strikes, constantly looking for them. Looking to reward Shula for his impeccable command. Oh, one heater. Blows it by him. 0-2 now. Even in this modern game of baseball that's defined by home runs, by slug, this is equally as wowing. 0-2 with 2 outs. Misses high. Weidman standing off of first. Berries with 3 runs on 6 hits. Shula throws over to Whitcomb and back safely is Weidman. Setting up outside is Smith. Nice block there, 2-2. Shula looking to emphatically end this inning with a wipeout breaking ball. Up over 30 pitches. Likely the last inning he will throw, but you never know. Take a bow, Hudson Shula. 93 right by the bat of Jake Allen, and all 6 batters that Hudson faced down by way of the K. Absolutely unbelievable. Enthralled by it. Intrigued by every second of this. Dodge looking. Then Major. Knees buckled, called strike 3. And Nolan Rowe, why not? Filthy, because you can do it with the fastball too. He carries over to the next inning. Taryn Carlson looking. Dominic Catano had the sword out. And then Jake Allen to end the inning. Go and hit this fastball. Too late. Pure dominance. To the bottom of the 8th inning. Hudson Shula making all of our jaws drop. My goodness. He faced 7 batters and struck out 6 of them in 2 innings of work. And the Elks will hope to add on some more runs offensively. Zach Hankins still going. We confirmed that that's who that was, the lefty. Whitcomb, Hartlob, and then Smith is sitting in the bottom of the 8th. Elks in game 1 of the Portland Pickles series got the bats going. Did only score 5 runs, though. Whitcomb fouls it away. The last time they scored 7 runs in a game was against the Ridgefield Raptors on July the 24th. 7 in that game. They ultimately lost it 8-7. Whitcomb's got a couple of runs batted in with that overshift on to the right. Fastball blown by him at 85. 1 out.
Second baseman, number 10,
With one away, it's Camden Hartlob. He's got a couple of hits himself and takes a changeup on the outside corner for a strike. Hartlob's look more comfortable tonight, finally settling into that Elks uniform in his first week with the team out of Caldera High School. Part of this youth movement that we're getting to see firsthand this weekend. Season to forget for the Elks, but still a lot to take away, especially if these young guys can start to play and get things moving along. Whitcomb, Hattenhauer, and Hartlob all played together at Caldera. Back here with the Elks making more memories. Foul back. Zach Hankins is from Lincoln City, Oregon. And gets Hartlob looking on the 2-2. Stuff has looked good this inning from Hankins. That was a bender that Hartlob gave up on, and it just folded into the middle of the zone. With 2 away, it's Hayden Smith. You don't take nights like this for granted, though, in Bend. I think it's important to still realize the community that came out tonight. No matter what that record may read, this fandom about as strong as you will get. You can tell, still sticking around on this Friday night, hoping for the Elks to get a victory. Smith way ahead and swings through the fastball. And games like this, never meaningless, because still, when you play this summer baseball game, everyone's got something to play for, a new college to go to, a new coach to impress. And even in the Elks case, an organization to continue to build. Although this year they're not going to be in the playoffs. Still prior back-to-back years of making it. And will be some unfinished business from Coach Cox moving forward. Smith fouled it off his ankle all the way out to Dunning at short. Hoping that it caught that protective piece. That's the reason you wear it. 2-2 with 2 outs. Nobody on. Smith looking for a knock. Checked his swing. Looked like he went around, and he did. To end the inning. Zach Hankins strikes out the side. 2 swinging, 1 looking. To the 9th, Elks needing 3 outs, but before that, one final look around the West Coast League. Edmonton on top of Kelowna, 7-0, bottom 7. Portland Pickles are now beating the Walla Walla Sweets 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th. That's a good one there. As soon as this one is over, make sure you go tune in and flip around the West Coast League, because it looks like we're going to be getting done right before the peak of a lot of these games. Lefties over Nanaimo 7-2 top 6. Those Springfield Drifters 12-7 over the first half champ Ridgefield Raptors in the bottom of the 6th inning. Watch out, they're getting drifty over there in Springfield. Corvallis on top, big over Yakima, 11-2. So if the scores stand, Corvallis will be tied with the Walla Walla Sweets at the top of the second half. Drifters have a chance to get into that 4 spot if the Pickles end up losing. There's a lot that could go on. There's still a couple games back and a few games to play. But that is where we stand. That South is going to get weird. The North also. Look at that battle between the two teams on Vancouver Island, British Columbia. Night Owls and Harbor Cats vying for that 4th playoff spot. So is Kelowna. But Kelowna, losers of 7 straight. They were a lock for the playoffs a week ago. And now on the outside looking in. If you believe it, Hudson Chula, who has struck out 6 batters, is coming into the game for a final inning of work. And the tarps are off, you believe it? You bet they are. These fans want it bad. I'd like to see more than 2 people join them. Chula's fastball called a strike. Oh, 1 to Arujo Wayao, checked his swing and did not go according to Bryce Reeves. Arujo Wayao, 1 for 3 with a single. Walk and a stolen base. Chula's 1-1, folds in for a strike. I mean, this stuff is just remarkable. Ground ball, softly to the left side. Macy comes in and boots it. An error on the Elks' third baseman, who's been having a great night. Berries get their first runner on. That's the second error the Elks have committed tonight. Berries have had 0. Just thought about the transfer a bit too quick, and it fell out of his hand. Chula throws over to first. In high school in 2026, Chula had a 2.75 ERA and went 7-0 in 11 appearances. This was at Bishop Gorman, which we all know is really competitive. 56 innings he threw, and listen to this, 83 strikeouts to 24 walks. If that doesn't light up your ears, then I don't know what will. But frustrated with himself after getting down on Tyler Dunning. 2-0 the count, nobody out, 7-3 Elks, up by 4 with Dunning up. Over to first goes Chula, and back standing is Arujo Wayao. Under this hazy sunset, the Elks hoping to come out victorious. 2-1. Chula took some velo off maybe to get the command dialed back in, and it worked. Dunning got the scoring going from the Marion Berries. They started off on top 1-0 on Dunning's RBI single. 3-1 from Chula. Bullpen is quiet. This is Hudson's inning despite it being his third. Just of note, all 11 of his appearances in high school came out of the bullpen. So going multiple innings, something he did never in the starting role. That's fouled away. Dunning measured the 92-mile-per-hour fastball. No excuse at this stage of the game to walk anybody. This will be Dunning having to gear up for likely a fastball in the heart of the zone. Ground ball. Back to Chula, and his throw to second goes into center field. I believe he just slipped off the mound. Off the side of it, he fell. And going out to check on him is Taylor Schneider along with Wes Harper, the Elks pitching coach. This is injury concern for Chula, just to make sure he's okay, and also a chance to calm him down. I mean, even with the error, 6 Ks to 1 walk. Chula also with how baseball rules work, of course. If he goes 3 innings here in the bullpen and closes this door, he will pick up the save. He'll have to face Jake Dodge, the former Bend Elk, after 2 men reach on an error. Fastball misses up and away. We do not want to go to anybody else but Hudson Chula. This is his game to close. Dodge pops it foul and out of play. Jake Dodge, a longtime member of college baseball. From Lynn Benton Community College. Played 2 games for the Bend Elks in 2024, 20 for Springfield back in 2022. And his second year in Marion. Chula's 2-0 misses high, and now there's nowhere to put him. Chula got the ground ball he was looking for on the at-bat to Tyler Dunning, but he just threw it away into center field. Alan Cox and Taylor Schneider had a quick conversation. I'm not sure what it was all about. They say the count is 2-1. Oh, of course, on the foul ball. This was confirming that. 2-2 now. That's one you see go out of play, but then you see the scoreboard, and if it doesn't reaffirm the initial thought, you trust that scoreboard. Tarps off. .47th pitch. Here on the 2-2. Chula got him. And now they're joining him, the tarps off and right. Fired up. They got to come together and be one, though. They've got the entire stands breaking up what could be so special. Tarps off together forever. All 7 outs from Hudson Chula. Ks. Matthew Major steps up and takes a breaking ball for a strike. The guts from a young pitcher to get back in the zone after the error he made. It takes a lot of them. feeling himself. Nothing in 2. That wipeout breaking ball just getting the black. Unbelievable. And Matthew Major, his first time up, didn't know it was coming with 2 strikes. Can't even imagine what's going through the head now. This crowd feeling it. 2 outs for Hudson Shula. 8 batters gone, all by way of the K. And the Elks are 1 out away from victory. A magical night at Genna. A chance to finish it himself. A chance for Hudson Shula to pick up the save in 3 innings. One final guy on the other side in Nolan Rowe. Shula's fastball misses down and away. Rowe's already struck out a couple of times. Last time it was looking to Shula. Two looks at second. Steadies on the 1-0, and he's way out in front. When you go from a mid-90s fastball to a 78-mile-per-hour breaking ball, it's unfair. And the kids know it, too. They're waving the guys over. We got to start it all together over here near the press box. One and 2. When you're throwing strikes, you get them even if they're a bit off. And Hudson Shula on the brink of doing the impossible. He's recorded 8 outs. They've all been on the K. Looking down the barrel of another. Hudson Shula, perfection at Genna. 9 batters faced and all struck out, and the Elks win it 7-3. You'll watch this game for a long time and won't see that a lot. Hudson Shula, a name to remember. Wicked. Every spot of it, unreal. And you watch a lot of outstanding players in this West Coast League. I'll continue to echo it. And you see many amazing talents, draft prospects galore for sure, but there's not many times, and I can't even count them in my head, that there's been a reliever that has come into a game and faced 9 batters and struck out all 9 of them. Hudson Shula is going to join us in just a second. Riley, our great social media girl, helping us out. A main story was the offense, but the Elks did their thing. Just 3 runs allowed. Started with Gavin Durr, who was solid. He just kept it pushing, turned to Alex Figueroa, and then Hudson Shula's heroics. Magical moment tonight. Got Hudson joining us in just a second to break this all down. And Hudson, you got me?
Yep, I hear you there.
What an amazing night for you, Hudson. I know you've been here in Bend for quite some time.
Yep.
But I just want to recap that out. And you faced 9 batters, and you got 9 outs. You faced a little more than 9 batters, but 9 outs recorded.
Yep.
And you punched out all 9. Where does this rank for you from a baseball memory perspective?
This is definitely up there, if not one of the best. You know, this is my last outing here with the Elks before I head home. So, yeah, this is one to remember, especially being my last year, going out on a high note.
Absolutely incredible, Hudson. And it felt like you had all 3 pitches working too. The fastball, the devastating breaking ball and then mixed in a changeup.
Yeah.
What sort of swagger were you feeling on that mound and then roaring when you got the final out?
You know, just trusting myself and just doing, you know, just being myself and going up there trusting what I've always done. You know, it obviously feels good to find success, you know, especially late in the game to get a win. So, yeah, I mean, the moment was big and I was feeling great.
The pitching staff as a whole, I feel like, is starting to turn a corner. Over the week against the Pickles, you guys were outstanding, especially yesterday despite losing. Go from Gavin Durr to Alex Figueroa and then to you. How do you feel like this staff collectively is starting to improve as we enter the final couple of series?
Yeah, I mean, I love these guys in the locker room. You know, we're losing a lot of guys here towards the end of the season. So, you know, with not many guys, we know some of the guys here gotta step up. We gotta fill innings and we got to get our job done. And, you know, as the group gets smaller, you know, we all got to pull for each other here. A little less manpower. So, yeah, we got to go out and just do the best we can and try to fight for wins here.
Many times for you, Hudson, where you've been in a spot like this, but you pick up the 3-inning save to shut it down. Congrats to you, Hudson. Enjoy this win. Soak it all in, and it's been a pleasure watching you pitch here in Bend. Take care, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Incredible. What an outing for Chula. I mean, to put that into perspective, to face just a little more than nine batters and strike out all 9 of them is ridiculous. It's stuff you don't see every day. It's stuff you see from guys that are going to play at the next level. And I can almost guarantee when watching Hudson and watching the filthy stuff and watching him be on the precipice of going to Gonzaga for his freshman year, you can sense that it's a little different. There's something special in that cannon of an arm where he's still growing into his body. And I think that's what makes it so exciting. But painting every bit of it. Carlson struck out looking. Then to Damian Catano, and this was arguably the most impressive one, the check swing where he went around. Jake Dodge, the next inning, also punched out, but before that it was Jake Allen. Then Dodge again, fanned on the breaking ball. There it is. And if you notice, Chula's using different pitches to get these guys out. That was the off speed again. And then to end it to Nolan Rowe, you know where Chula had to go. Right back to that same pitch. Incredible. This officially eliminates the Marion Berries from postseason contention. They were in process of a similar season, just like the Bend Elks have had, where you're coming off a year where you made the playoffs and it just hasn't been anything similar in any like of the imagination. The Berries after this game fall to 18-31. The Elks improved to 18-31. So they're battling for that final spot in the West Coast League. No one wants to be in the gutter when the season is done. But Hudson Chula, unbelievable. And I say it and I'll say it again. Thinking about Hudson Chula and Jackson Ashley in the same bullpen when they've been the 2 best relievers on the Elks. If I'm a Bulldog fan, I am watching closely. I am getting quite excited. I'm thinking about the prospect of these 2 guys shutting the door on any team in the conference, because that's what Chula provides and that's what Ashley provides. And it's important in this game of baseball that's difficult to acknowledge when you see something that's extraordinary, that's out of the ordinary, that's not something you see every day. And I'll tell you something, Hudson Chula's different. And tonight was something you won't see many other times in baseball. For one final time, I'm Aiden O'Neill, signing off for my producer, Pierce Gordon. It was an incredible night. Your final lines, 7 runs for the Elks, 3 for the Berries, 9 hits for Bend, 6 on the Berries side. The Elks committed 3 errors, 2 of which came by pitchers Alex Figueroa and Hudson Chula. They pitched through them. Berries did not commit an error. But although the offense was great, the story remains. Hudson Chula got it done. We'll see you tomorrow.